The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Great Garment Graphics webinar. Thank you for your patience. Sorry about the little delay on starting the webinar today. This webinar is presented by Stalls ID Direct. My name is Juliette Calmetta. This is a logo to win every bid. Logo anything, no problem. So today we're going to talk about different techniques of, let's see here, different ways of heat sealing some items, as well as some ideas on the heat print technology and how to decorate and some selling tips. So today is going to be an exciting day. I'd like to first start off with some poll questions to get a little feel of the audience out there. And we're going to get those poll questions going. Today we have Nicole with us and she's going to be giving us some answers. First we're going to start with, do you own a heat press? And I'm unable to see your answer, so Nicole will have to pop in and let us know how many of you out there own a heat press.
Thanks so much, Juliette. We have 96% that owns a heat press and 4% that does not.
Okay, wow. So that's a good amount of you today that are going to be able to use your heat presses for ways to logo any items with no problems whatsoever. We're going to show some awesome ways to heat apply inexpensive or an economical way to heat apply a lot of different substrates. Our next question is going to be, do you heat apply transfers?
Thank you, Juliette. We have 92% that use heat apply transfers and 8% that does not.
Okay, awesome. There's a lot of you out there that are heat pressing and heat pressing transfers, so you know a lot about the actual technique, and we're going to learn a little bit more about that today. The next question, we have two more questions. This one is, are you thinking about purchasing a DTG, which is a direct-to-garment printer?
Okay, we have our results. We have 38% that says yes, they are thinking about purchasing a DTG, and 62% that says no.
Okay. All right. Okay, that's great. And then the last question is, do you contract your services out? So do you have other companies like Heat Apply or Direct Embroider or Screen Print for you?
Okay, once again, our results are in. We have 58% that do that, 58% that says yes and 42% that says no.
Okay, so a little over half of you actually contract your services out. Okay, this is great information to know. Thank you, everybody, for taking the poll questions. Okay, well, we're going to start out with learning different ways to decorate. A lot of you out there own heat presses, and that may be just something that you add on to your primary business. But for embroidery, there are some advantages to it. It's known as classy. It's perceived as a higher value, and there's easy ways to personalize. You can personalize on a lot of different areas of substrates and garments and items like that. So there's one way to decorate, which is embroidery. But there are some disadvantages to direct embroidery. One of them is you have to digitize. You have to be familiar with digitizing software, which can be a little bit difficult and very expensive depending on how many capabilities you have to do fill stitches and decorative digitizing. It's not really ideal for performance fabrics. It can have a rough hand and be quite heavy for performance fabrics. It can buckle when you sew it, so that may not be something that you actually may not be able to do on a performance item. They can be too difficult or bulky or have thick or small openings, such as like bags. There's a lot of promotional products out there that we're going to show you today that are easy to heat print onto as an alternative to direct embroidery or screen printing. So these are some disadvantages that you don't want to turn down business. So if you have items like these, we're going to show you easy ways to decorate them so you can get that order. And then also, of course, the fine detail sometimes is impossible to achieve. You are limited to how small you can embroider onto items. Another way to decorate is with screen printing, and some advantages for screen printing is its durability. You can scale designs with no loss of detail, and it's recognized as a permanent decorating method. So heat transfer, for heat applying transfers like a lot of you out there do, it also is a permanent way to decorate. So it might not be as perceived that way as screen printing, so it's important to educate your customers to let them know that the items that we're going to show you today and the ideas, depending on what kind of transfers that you order, they are permanent as well. Some disadvantages are screen charges. You have to burn your screens, you have to clean them, you need the equipment to do that, the knowledge on how to do that. It can have long lead times sometimes, depending on how many items that you have to do, how many colors. And then some, depending on how you're screen printing, you may have to put a white underbase for dark garments. Another way to decorate is with screen printed transfers. There's a couple different, the screen print transfer is actually like a plastisol ink transfer on paper where you heat apply it onto the garment, so you're actually curing it onto the garment. So what's nice about that is you don't have to burn screens. You don't have to do multiple screens for different kinds of inks. You don't have to clean up your mess afterwards. You can have consistent quality, crisp lines, optimal ink coverage. It applies to cotton polyester or cotton poly blends. So you have your t-shirts is perfect for items like that, or a lot of substrates or different kinds of items out there are made with cotton or polyester, so you're not limited to what you can heat apply to that. And then you can print designs in single color or multicolor or any color. And then there's digital transfers is another way to decorate. And what's nice about digital transfers is that you can get high definition with super fine detail. You don't have to charge for color fees for different kinds of, however many colors there is. Or primarily you can have unlimited colors. You can have photorealistic capabilities. You can have gradients in your designs, shadows. So there's a lot of advantages to digital transfers opposed to screen printing or embroidery, because you can get that realistic look on your actual transfer and do photos too, which is a hot item right now. Plus it's clean, fast, and efficient. Another full color digital transfer advantage is that it prints onto virtually any fabric, including leather, neoprene, and nylon, so you're not limited there to what you can heat apply. It's really light on the garment, so it's perfect for performance wear, so you're not limited to that. It won't buckle when you're, if you were to embroider on performance wear, this won't buckle on you. And you can print it on lights and darks, so you're not limited to the actual color of the substrate that you're putting it on. So the essentials to heat applying anything is your actual heat press itself. It's very important to have the correct time, temperature, and pressure. And of course, Stahl's Hottronics, where we have a variety of different heat presses out there for whatever you need. A lot of you own a heat press, so you probably have chosen the type of heat press that you wanted in your shop due to either space-saving reasons, or if you don't want to work under the heating element, or if you are heat applying onto caps or smaller items. So here we have some different images of the different kinds of heat presses. The large one in the middle is the Hottronics clam, where it actually has an automated magnet that opens after it's done heat applying. So if you were to walk away, your machine could count down and then it would automatically open, which is a great technology for heat presses out there. There's also the cap press, which has the curved platen that allows you to heat apply it onto caps. And then there's also the Hottronics Fusion, which is the newest model out there, which is like a swinger and a draw press in one. The swinger is where you'd actually swing the heating element, which is the top part of the heat press, away from you, so you're not working under your heating element. Or you can pull it out like a drawer. So that's great for a space-saving model, where you're always not working under the heating element. We do have a video that I'd like to watch demonstrated on the heat press in use. We'll watch that today. We don't have sound, so what I'm going to do is just kind of narrate for Jason, who's our national sales manager. And I'm going to start here where he's talking about what I had mentioned before, space-saving model. The actual heating element on the top of the machine floats, so you can always have accurate time, temperature, and pressure. And next to that, he has a cap press. So here he's going to heat apply a shirt, and you'll see that you can have actual dual timing, and he's adjusting the presser right now, but the dual timing is kind of nice where you can set for if you were to tack your shirt for a few seconds, because preheating is very important when heat applying. It gets all the moisture out of the garment, and it will count down like a few seconds for you, and then it will pop open automatically. It has a digital screen, which is very easy to use. You can set your time, temperature, and pressure. He's using a cover sheet to protect his heating element. And that's kind of important too, because if it gets dirty, you can wash them off, but you want to be sure that you don't get any, goo on top, I guess. Some items do need to have a Teflon sheet on top of it, or a cover sheet to protect that. You want to protect your garment as well as your heating element. Sometimes you could be heat applying and the color of the garment gets stuck on the top of the upper plant, and then you go to do a white shirt next and it's stuck on there. Here he's demonstrating doing a cap press where you lock down the cap, bring down the machine, and if you want to walk away, you can do that because it automatically opens. Okay. Let's go back to the PowerPoint. So those are some different types of heat presses that Hydronics offers, and of course it's very important to have accurate time, temperature, and pressure, which Hydronics does guarantee, and a lifetime heating element warranty. Okay, so we have information about how many of you bring sample products to your clients, and are they branded with your client's logo, which is kind of nice for your customers to see. If you have their logo on items, it's really important that you show that you care about their logo. They like that. You can bring complete decorated samples that tells you that you know exactly what you're doing and that you're good at it, that you already know how to print their logo and it looks great, and you really care about their brand and earning their business. So now we're going to learn how to win every bid by presenting your clients and promotional products. Here's a video that Jason did on heat applying different types of promotional products, which is kind of cool to watch because he heat applies onto some really hard items that you would not be able to embroider or screen print onto, items that somebody brings into your shop and you're like, I just can't do that. So instead of saying no, we want to give you ideas of what you can do with these items. So as you can see, you can heat apply onto bags, hats, a whole bunch of different items. And it shows a little bit on how to order online, but I'm going to fast forward onto particularly this item that he's going to be heat applying to, which is a binder, and it actually has, well, it's like a filing binder, and it has that plastic inside, and most likely if somebody brought that into your shop and they said, I want a promotional product, I want you to put my logo on this, you probably would say no to that. So with a heat press and transfers, especially digital transfers, you don't have to say no to that. You can say no problem, yes, I could do that for you. And what he did was inserted a Print Perfect pad into the pocket of the bag, and then he's preheating, which is important. Like I had mentioned, it gets all the moisture out. And then he's just taking off the paper backing off the digital transfer, putting it on the item, covering it with a cover sheet to protect the bag, the heating element, and the mylar of the transfer. And then this is Solutions Opaque, which heat applies to nylon, neoprene, leather, just wide variety, pretty much any fabric out there. So it just takes 5 seconds to tack it down, and then you peel off the Mylar carrier. And look at all the vibrancy in that logo. I mean, you really would be able to capture that any other way. And then he's just going to take the Print Perfect pad out and show you that how none of that insert was melted or anything, because actually when he was done, he heat applied it for additional 5 more seconds. So it only took 10 seconds total at 305 degrees, which isn't very hot. Now he's going to show you how to do popular nylon bag around like a thermos around a bottle. And he's going to use another Print Perfect pad, which is basically the silicone rubber padding on the bottom of your machine. It just kind of rises up the area where it's going to be heat applied, and there's that even time, temperature, and pressure, because you want even pressure throughout your entire transfer. So that Print Perfect pad is what allows you to do that. He's simply just peeling off the paper backing and placing the logo. And the Mylar is sticky too, so it helps you place it on your garment or your item so it doesn't like move around on you. And then he's just going to heat apply it for 5 seconds, then peel off the Mylar, and he's going to end up resealing it for 5 more seconds. And boom, you're done. You don't have to hoop the item. You don't have to burn screens. I mean, the list can go on and on of what you don't have to do. You can order them already printed. We have a digital art staff here that creates wonderful designs, easy to order online. Most items ships within 24 hours. So it's so fast, it's so easy, and you can do it no problem. Okay. So what can you heat apply the digital transfers onto? You can do performance stretch fabrics. They have great stretch and rebound. They have metallic finishes, so they have different kinds of effects that way. They can be gloss or matte finished. And then subblock, which is great for soccer uniforms. If you have sublimated uniforms and you don't want that sublimation to dye migrate into your transfer itself, the subblock will prevent that from happening. So you can put full color digital transfers on to sublimated jerseys and not have to worry about that at all. So we got stretchy, metallic, glossy, matte, and subblock. So here's some price comparisons of screen printing versus full color digital transfers. For one, on the left we have a screen printed design, and then on the right we have a digital design. And you can kind of see that there is a lot more detail, especially the gradient in his face and arms, and the amount of detail in the pizza itself, and primarily the price, you'll notice, is the most difference. But it applies to any fabric, neoprene, leather, and performance wear. Like I said, it's got the photolistic quality. It's expansive color palette. There's no per color fee, and it ships within 24 hours, which is the biggest thing. It's real fast product to order and for us to produce. So screen printed transfer, if you brought that to a shop, you know, they may want to charge like $19 each for putting that onto a garment, because there is a lot of different colors in this, so that's a lot of screens. Where CAD prints, it's one transfer, like you saw in the video for Jason. You would get it on a Mylar carrier, just peel off the backing, lay it down, heat seal it a couple times, and you're done. Here's a price comparison of embroidery versus the full color digital transfers, where on the left you have the embroidered design where it's cost at $8.50 each. And if you notice, they're both right on the seam of that 6-panel cap. And on the right you have a CAD print design, which runs about 84 cents each because we price it per square inch. So when it's not in the budget for embroidery, you know, you could do the digital transfer. It has high definition. You can see the super fine detail in the text. It's very thin. It's perfect for nylon, piquette, cordura, lycra, and spandex. Excellent on the 6-panel caps, jackets, portfolios, umbrellas, and chairs. And yes, umbrellas and chairs, which is really cool. Jason has some videos out there as well where he does actually demonstrate on umbrellas and chairs, and you can find that on stalls.com. So you want to do business and you want to close sales. So how to do that? You can arrive with the samples displaying your client's logo in high definition. And that means these digital transfers, you can see even the detail in the little golf ball and the gradients, which looks really nice. You want to show that you care about the client's brands and their needs, and you want to give them the immediate edge over the competition. So you can come to your client with your digital transfers. They are inexpensive. You can afford to buy the actual product that they're interested in, put their logo on it, and arrive with their in hand. So you want to say yes to any job, no problem with heat printing. You can order in small quantities. What if you need to fill an order with extras in different sizes? No problem. Can you print on nylon jackets? Of course. Can you print on metallic logos? Of course. Can you do my logo in different sizes? Sure can. Can you print on performance wear or any other stretchy fabrics? Yes, we can. So you want us to be able to say yes, you can do that, no problem with the digital transfers. So you can provide instant quotes to your clients. You can bring your clients' logos to life. Offer complete quotes in real time, no more waiting. Here's some examples of some items, some questions that you would see on other people's websites to give a quote. What you want to do is just a few questions to be able to give a quote, no problem. Like what type of fabric are you printing on? You might want to know that to make sure that whatever transfer that you're ordering will heat apply to that type of substrate. What type of finish do you want? It's important to know, do they want the metallic finish? Do they want glossy? Do they want matte? So that also will gear you to which kind of material that you would want to order that in. And what size of your design, of course, and the quantity, because we want to know the square inches and the amount that you need for price break reasons. So just a few questions and you'll be able to tell your customer a quote in no time. And you can actually get your quote online through the ordering wizard. Here's a demonstration of a quotation that you can offer your customer with the actual image on there, which is kind of nice because you can close the deal, show them what you actually have on the item that they want to order, the amount that they want, and the price right there. Close the deal, give them a quotation, they'll be like, sure, I want this item, I see what it's like, I can afford it, and you can get that, win that bid. So that was the end of the webinar, and if you have any questions whatsoever, you can type them in, and we'll be answering those. Nicole will read them off to me, and I'll try to answer all your questions within the amount of time that we have. Nicole, do we have any questions today?
Yes, Juliet, we do have a question. Our first question says, can we print these ourselves on inkjet, or is this some type of paper we need to order? Also, where can we get some of these products?
These products are available through Stahl's ID Direct and our sister company Transfer Express, and you can order them pre-printed for you. But in regards to the question, the first question is, can I print them myself? You can if you owned like a VersaCam, for instance, which is a solvent-based printer, and you would have to, of course, there'd be a learning curve on knowing how to use that, plus you'd have to have your own digital artist creating the designs, but you could purchase the yardage. We actually sell the yardage, the printable yardage, which is Solutions Opaque, the metallic, the sub-block. You can buy that from us, and if you have a solvent-based printer / cutter or a printer and then a cutter to cut around the design, then of course you can create them yourselves. But if you want to order, you could just go to order them at stahls.com.
Okay, thank you very much, Juliet. We have another question. One is, what are the minimums? I have a customer that may only need 2 to 12 items at a time.
Well, the minimum is $25. So depending on, you could order just one if the actual overall square inch pricing gets you up to $25. But that would be a very large transfer. I'm talking like tablecloth size. So they are priced per square inch and the quantity that you need. So if you order the minimum, which is $25, then however many that brings you up to, you can order odd amounts. You don't have to order, multiples of 6s or 5s or 10s, anything like that. So whatever brings you up to $25 is no problem. And we also have a bid kit where you can order 1 or 2 logos in various different sizes. So if you don't know what size of a design to get for your customer. Say you want to give them this quotation and you want to put it on a hat and a binder, some leather gloves, an umbrella, or a chair. You want to do a wide variety of things because they do a lot of business and that's what they're going to want to order. You can order a bid kit, which gives you a 4-inch, 3-inch, a 2-inch, and a 1-inch. And so you can have their logo in various different sizes. The bid kit's $25 for one logo, $35 for 2 logos. So it's a great bargain to have various different sizes of either your logo or your customer's logo.
Okay, one moment, Juliet.
Do we have, I'm sorry.
I had a comment from someone. They said, I've taken
Sorry, Nicole, I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Can you hear me? Juliet?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay. I have a comment. It says, I've taken a product to a company using their logo, and they got very upset with me that I used their logo without their permission. After that, they wouldn't even speak with me. What can I do that doesn't happen again? What can I do that this doesn't happen again?
Depending on the company, I mean, if you had your business relationship, if you have a relationship with them where you know that they're not going to mind to a point, you getting their logo, like say like a big company that you know has rights over their logo and you need some type of authorization from them to ever produce it, then of course you would want to potentially, you could just make up like a PDF file, for example, with your image and just superimpose their logo on it with the pricing to offer as a, here's what it would cost you, and you're not really reproducing their logo without permission if there are a large company that would, get upset over something like that. But a lot of other companies, they really want to see, they like to see their logo, they're proud of it. It's not like you're trying to sell a product, to make profit off of their logo unless, it's like Nike or Adidas or, a company that does that. So you do kind of want to be careful out there with the suggestion of bringing the items to them. But you can kind of tell with the business relationship, I guess. If they're a big company, you may just want to offer an idea with the price, say this is how much it is. They don't really have time to go back and forth. What do you want? That kind of thing. How many do you want? So give them a grid, anywhere from 50 to 500, depending on how big they are. And just a superimposed image on a PDF file, I'm sure will be sufficient enough.
Thanks again, Juliet. I had one more question. It says, is there a max limit of items that can be shipped in one day?
That is a great question. I believe I would have to confirm that. You can call our custom department, but I think it's for orders like 500 pieces or more. Anything, $500, that's what it is. I knew it was that number sticking in my head. If it's $500 or more, we request an extra day. So you're looking at 48 hours versus 24. So every $500, which is a lot of logos.
Okay, thanks again. That does look like all of our questions for today.
Okay. Well, I do appreciate you all joining us today, and thank you very much. We do appreciate you joining these webinars daily, or every other day, I should say. And the next one is how to choose the right products for your fabrics. It's on August 16th at the same time, sponsored by Stalls ID Direct. And that we hope you did learn some ideas today about digital decorating with transfers and other options that you may have for heat applying to some substrates that, are hard to do. So we do thank you again for joining us. Have a wonderful day.